Frankie Diaz, Frank the Tank. And Frank the Tank, he was in Miami. And I have Julio Diaz, our July Diaz, and my baby boy, Scott. We missed you, Scott.
Woo!
Yeah. You would have had a really good time in Miami. We need to take Scott to Miami. I said that too. I was like, Scott would have a ball. And tonight he goes, I want to go to Ultra. And I was like, well, I won't go there. You can go to Ultra. And we'll all party at the pool parties when the DJs come and do the really good sets.
Yeah. You get lost in that festival.
Yeah, you do. And Jeff is once again in is he in Tampa? Tampa.
Nice. It's cold up here. I'm glad he's down there.
Oh, it is. Dude. I came home from the gym, threw on a sweatshirt, and then came right here. So anyway, you having problems over there?
Technical issues.
Technical issues.
If I can't hear anything, it didn't happen.
I like it. And
there it is.
Scotty, will you turn me up just a little bit? So anyway, we're back. I'm excited. Miami was amazing, just amazing. But before we get into all that, a couple things. One is I missed last week so much, not being here 2 weeks. I love doing this and I missed it so much. And I was so excited to come back on air.
Yeah,
you were too.
Yeah.
No,
course,
you were
definitely.
too. We were and well, I'm going to address how much Miami gave the Tribe Called Jess love. United Airlines gave the Tribe Called Jess love, even to the point I thought I was in trouble and I was going to get kicked off the plane. But they were just saying hi because they're like, "You're Jess," and I'm like, "Oh God, what did I do?"
The Tribe did represent. We did represent down in Miami.
Oh, we represented big time in Miami, treated us so well, and we met so many fabulous people, and I'll get into that. But a quick few mentions for this. We're coming to you live from the Salisbury studios today, fueled by Monster Energy, and lots of events coming up here. They're on my page, on Cagezilla's page, Salisbury Center page, TCB Fights page. We have TCB Fights November 11th, and there'll be a youth showcase at 4 p.m., and then the main card starts at 7, I believe. And then December 2nd, I believe, is Guns N' Roses tribute.
I saw that.
And that should be really, really good. There's an 80s night. I'm not going to go through them all. They're all there. But the Guns N' Roses tribute, one of my friends actually said they just saw them, and it was excellent.
Yeah.
So definitely come down for that. And I am so excited for this announcement. Jeff has wanted to do this. It's something I've wanted to do with Jeff for a while. And we're finally going to do it January 26th. We all know I love electronic music. This is a perfect place to have an electronic music party. Everything's here. And for people that don't, it makes me excited because I love to share the music. I think people think it's do, and that it's just not what it is. And the culture is such a good vibe. The music's such a good vibe. So January 26th, we are doing the Double Vision Party.
Nice.
And DJ RZA from DC, who we all know and love, not only for his music, he opens for very big acts at Echo Stage, obviously Soundcheck and other parties, but he has agreed to come here and DJ, so I am super stoked. He's so good, guys.
Yes,
and it's going to be Double Vision, so it's all about doubles that night, double shots, double this, double that. Twins, I think, and I'm going to check myself, get in for free. And we encourage you for $1,000 and I think $500 prizes to bring your best twin outfits. So it can be twins dressed up, look like, but also like someone like me and Lauren who kind of have the same type body. We're little, yada yada. We can dress up and see if we can kind of look alike. So,
oh, nice. I think Julio and I can pull it off.
Yeah,
as twins, right?
I think so.
Yeah, I think so. I think you have some new gear coming in too.
And
some
you know
called
it's
Jess gear.
Julio's birthday is on the 29th of January.
Yeah.
So we could make that your birthday too.
Well, there you go. There you go. It's going to be a really good party, guys. So doublevisionparty.com where you can buy your tickets. January 26th, Salisbury Center. We will have VIP tables and bottle service as well and more to come. I will be posting, of course, and I will be there dancing the night away. So please come out for that, guys. I'm super excited to do this with Jeff. And hold on. Of course, I have to get Oshi. Hold on.
Scotty, can you turn me up a little bit, please?
I think Scotty walked away. He's like, bye, guys.
There's going to be 2 Oshis that night.
There's going to be 2. Yes, I'm not bringing Oshi. Oshi's definitely getting a sitter. He's driving me crazy tonight. So anyway, Miami. Oh my God, it was the best trip I've ever taken to Miami. I've been so many times, and this just topped it all, and it changed me. Like, it literally, I don't even know what to say, how it changed me. Like, I felt like a different person, different, I don't know. And I think it's my age too. But what a fabulous, great time we had. First of all, huge shout out to our many friends that met up with us. Not only, I've never done Wynwood. The festival, 3 Points Festival was in Wynwood. That was fabulous. Yep. Patterson and Gurjeet were amazing to travel with. That's who went with us.
Yeah.
We had such a good time with them. No drama. Met up with friends in Wynwood on Sunday for Sunday Fun Day. You and I went and watched football at Moxie's, which was just so cool. The diversity, the music playing everywhere constantly. It's just... God, it was just such a different vibe for me staying in Brickell and then going to these parties that I had never heard of in Wynwood personally. You know, it's always been South Beach and big events or this or that. And we went to 1-800-LUCKY.
Oh, that's awesome.
And Coco Drills does the party there. And the DJs were fabulous. You never know who you meet in the bathroom. I met Grace Arribas. That's the girl DJ that's doing the little tour. She's awesome. We've been texting. What just a fabulous woman. What a great DJ. I've been listening to her sets. Like, oh my God, I love her. I'm obsessed.
Yeah,
just
that place
fabulous.
Is pretty cool. The music was amazing. I like how they had that venue with all the food too.
Yeah. Well, you're in this venue that kind of, I would guess, gives you the Flash vibe. One of our friends had said that when he told us to go to the party. And then you have this whole venue of different vendors that run out food so you can eat and have fabulous food and have fabulous music. I don't think I sat down for 6 hours straight. I think
that was a lot of dancing that night.
That was a lot of dancing. And then we went to El Patio.
Yeah, El Patio.
I know, say it. I know.
El Patio.
El Patio with reggaeton.
Yeah, reggaeton. Dude, it was
off the chain.
It was lit.
We had so much fun. And it was just like, I felt just such a part of everything. It wasn't this like, normally when you go to Miami, a lot of times for me, it's like always about, oh God, I have to maintain this look and look good and blah, blah, blah. And I always dress up. You know me. I dress up anyway, except for here. But it's just like, it was just like partying with great people and just having such a great time. And our friends then, two of our great friends that are originally from DC took us, because Patterson and Gurjeet left on Sunday, and they took us out to a private, I say private event, I don't think it's private, invite only. You can go, obviously. But we went through a taqueria, right? Am I saying it right? Yeah. Through this door, and you open up, and here's this party with Oscar G. And it was so great. They met us at like such good vibes. They're always fun to hang out with, and we really appreciate it because we had just such a super good time with them and seeing Oscar G, of course.
I mean, how cool was it that, it was like a little, it was private in the sense that it wasn't, made public that he was going to be throwing this party. It was just word of mouth, and certain people knew.
Yeah.
So when we're pulling up and I see the taqueria, right, I'm like, oh snap! Like, I'm excited already just because it's tacos.
And those tacos were good. We had them late night.
Yeah, like that's the thing. So it's like, I know as soon as we're done, we're gonna get some tacos.
Yeah,
and that's what we did. I mean, we danced for a while. The music was just sick. And they had
he's always good.
What's it, the bongos? Is that what it's called?
Something. It's on drums. And drums. Yeah, it was really cool. It was just such a cool vibe. Such good company all weekend long. The people that we met up with in Miami that we either know from here, I think most we know from here that live there now, just made it extra special. The festival was fabulous. And Patterson was just, I love hanging out with Patterson. She's just fun and good vibes. And her gummy worm vodka forever. She like puts gummy worms in vodka. And then when we were leaving, she takes a big chug. I'm like, oh God. And then Frank, well, let me tell you. So I had picked to stay at the Icon in Brickell. And I drank like from the time we got to the airport. Didn't I have like a drink? And then I drank like one on the plane, and it was really strong. I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
And
we had a couple on the plane.
We had a couple, right? And then I go, I'm going to go get my luggage. He's like, yeah, I'm going to use the restroom. I'm like, I've lost Frankie, and we aren't even out of the airport yet. I'm like, where are you, Frankie? He's like, I'm getting a shot at the bar.
I send you a picture of the shot.
And I'm like, so I was outside with my luggage going, oh God, it's already Frank the Tank. I knew it was on like Donkey Kong. So we get there. The Icon Brickle was fabulous, 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 fabulous. The Airbnb we stayed at was fabulous. The pool there is fabulous. The staff, the music. They played my podcast at the check-in for the pool.
The
like all day. I loved it.
The people at the pool that were in charge of like the towels and stuff like that. Because I was wearing the jersey, dude, like this jersey.
Yeah,
was loving this jersey.
yeah.
And so they would ask about, what is that? What is that? And they would tell them about the podcast. And next thing you know, like we're passing by and they got the laptop and they're just listening to the podcast.
They're watching it on the YouTube. So it was fantastic.
Awesome.
And big shout out to Delina, who was our server the whole time. She was awesome. And then you went up to get G from the front desk. And I'm just, you know me, I say hello to everybody. And this guy, I was like, oh, what do you do? He's like, I film porn. And I'm like, wait, what? I was like,
Jeff was there?
we did meet somebody that knew Porno Dan. We were like, wait, you know Porno Dan? But it wasn't that guy. So Frankie comes back and I'm like, oh, this is so-and-so. And I was like, he's here to film a porn. And I'll let you take it from there, Frankie.
Oh, God. Wait. He was there to film porn with Frankie?
So, obviously we're like just having a good time, just doing drinks, shots after shots. Next thing you know,
Frank the Tank.
No, yeah, Frank. Next thing you know, Frankie, Gurjeet and I are like, hey, we're going to go get some groceries, which we ended up getting 3 bags of chips, 2 coconut waters, and 3 regular waters. So I'm kind of like, not sure what groceries we got.
I know, it was crazy. It's like, we're going to get some food.
And then I was like, oh, we'll go to the liquor store. Come back. Frankie's nowhere to be found. And I'm like, oh God, I've already lost Frankie day 1. And he was hammered. I mean, we were all hammered, but he was hammered.
Dude, just put it this way. The people at the pool the next day, they called me Frank the Tank after that. It was like Frank the Tank, the server's Frank the Tank.
Yeah.
Because I was lit.
And
I disappeared. All I remember is they called me and I picked up and I told them, this is according to them, and I told them where I was. So they came and got me. And then my next memory was me puking out the Uber. So from the pool, when they left, at that point, who knows what happened?
But you were able to walk out of that. It didn't hurt sitting down afterwards, right?
You know what I always say, as long as the next day I don't wake up with my asshole sore, it was a good night.
Oh, so he's puking out the limo, and we're like, oh, he can rally. He'll rally. It's fine. He's fine. Next thing, I was like, I'm going to take a rest because we've been going since 4 a.m, like, because our flight left so early.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, Frankie's puking again, and me and G are like, yeah, you probably need to turn this ride around. We need to go home.
Hold on a sec. Tell them how it was. You did the Jessica thing where you were like, you'll be fine, and just started sticking your fingers out my throat. He needs to pee.
Yeah, well, that was at a flower pot before we got in the limo because I was like, so years ago, Frankie, I had rented a party bus for my birthday going down to U Street Music Hall for Stanton Warriors. There was a ton of us. And Frankie comes out of U-Haul and he was like, we were going other places. And he's like, I'm so hammered, I can't go on. I was like, no, you'll be fine. And I pull him behind a car because it's DC, no drunk in public. I was like, here. Shove my fingers down his throat, pukes. He's like, oh, I feel better. So I tried to do that again. No bueno. We're too old now.
Yeah, this time she said, I saw a planner and I was like, ugh.
Yeah.
And she's like helping me.
No.
I was wondering why my throat was sore.
That's true friendship because I'm not a germaphobe, but I'm close. So that's true friendship. But it was just an awesome time. Yeah, an awesome time. Thank you, Miami. Thank you for everybody. I can't believe the amount of subscribers, people that were commenting, sending me messages. Just truly thankful, Miami. You're just such a big support, and what a supportive community and me debating moving down there, such a supportive community of we're family down here. We'll look out for you and our friends that are there. So,
Not to mention all the great food we had.
oh God.
You know, we had a lot of.
And
good
you know,
spots.
I'm not into the
That was-
foods,
yeah.
but I love the foods in Miami. Like, oh God, just more than we did one day it did rain for like 4 hours. So the four of us did a food crawl. And everywhere we went was just fabulous. The drinks were fabulous. The food was fabulous. And oh God, that's one place I got to work out double because I like the foods.
I tell you what, though, those 6 days did feel really long.
Not for me. So I'm fine. We get back and we go Sunday to a warehouse party because, as you guys all know, we will be off air after today for at least 2 Wednesdays. I'm hoping just 2. I go in for surgery Monday for my glow up with Dr. Arzajan.
So excited.
Arzadan, Northern Virginia Surgical Arts and the Spa Clinic. I'm super excited. Yes, I am nervous. And they are going to film it. So it should.
Wow.
I said I would take you through the journey. I don't know how this cut is going to look of them
I told
filming it.
Jessica when she comes out, it's gonna be like the one time that I'm gonna look better than her.
No, he goes. I was like, you guys are gonna miss me. I won't be able to talk. He's gonna be like, no, Julio, you hear that? It's the beautiful sound of silence.
No voice messages from Jess.
No million voice clips have triggered Jessica. But yep. So going in Monday, I go in at 7:30. Getting a little neck lipo, getting a little neck tighten, getting a little bottom half of my face just tightened up, and those hooded eyelids. And so everybody can say everything to me you want, but until you're 48 and going, I'll be 49 in March. You have no idea how it feels to get old. So I don't want to do a lot. I always want to look like me.
Yeah.
Just a little, tightened up. And vanity is my favorite sin. And if you like to grow gracefully, continue to do so. There's nothing wrong with that either. But I want to take people through the journey because I think people debate doing this kind of stuff, don't know what it's actually like. And with somebody that you see a lot of like bad stuff, and I trust Dr. Arzanan, and I think it'll be good to show a side of that, that is successful and what it's really like. So I am nervous though.
Yeah, I'm nervous too.
Oh God,
You'll be fine.
I hope. I hope. I get nervous because it's elective. Anyway, Dr. Arzanan Spa Clinic, Botox, anything face, they do all the different lasers, facials, Morpheus, all that. And then obviously if you're going into more surgical type things, then, that as well. So I'm excited. We'll see. Well, I'll do a reveal as well. So
Yay.
this is brave of me. Very brave. And then, so we come back and I'm like, okay, so Sunday I want to go out because it's the last day I'll drink it all, yada, yada. So I'm in 6 days in Miami. I think I had a migraine one day, barely made it fine, no hangovers. In one day, I destroy my life in DC. I have never in my life been this hungover, like ever. Like I was shaking the next day. I'm like, what did I drink the whole bar? But I was like, Frankie, I call Frankie at 6 a.m. I go, was I nice? Did I have fun? Was I a bitch? What Jessica did we get out of this? Because I've worked really hard to try not to do any of those things. He's like, no, you had fun all night. So I was like, oh, thank you, Jesus.
Dude, she was like a little kid.
I was.
Like I would be at the bar and she'd come over and like she'll have a drink, we'll do a shot.
Oh,
And then
God.
she'll be like, okay, I'm gonna go dance. And then she'll just disappear.
It's my favorite thing.
And that outfit she had, the little cowboy. What was
Oh,
it? What did you
the
call it?
bedazzled.
I did the song, isn't it Rhinestone Cowboy? So I had to throw an outfit together, and I didn't want to be the same thing I was last year. And with Miami and surgery and work's busy,
Yeah.
I was like, oh, Rhinestone Cowgirl. So I took part of what I wore from Glow and just reinvented it into a outfit. Yeah. So I had a big cowgirl hat on.
Yeah, but
I have a little head.
I make sure she drank enough.
Yeah, I drank. Yeah. I literally have never woken up and thought, I don't even want to smell the smell of any alcohol. Usually, there's a specific alcohol.
Yeah.
No, none of it. Like, I'm good. I didn't feel better till today.
Yeah.
Like, my trainer was laughing at me. He goes, yeah, warehouse party will do it. And I'm like, dude, I drank for 6 days and was fine.
Yeah.
Fine. Never even got wasty face in Miami.
Nope.
One day in DC. And I got to see my little Carrie Ann. Haven't seen her since March, so it was really good to see her. So really good to catch up. Love you, Care. That was wonderful to see you, and can't wait to do it more. And it was happy birthday, Patterson.
Yeah, I was about to say that. Yeah.
The show knows Patterson. Happy birthday, sweetheart. That's why we went out. So I blame your birthday. Killed me. Not Miami. Patterson's birthday. So, but anyway, so what did you do while we were gone?
I was able to rock around naked in my house, just chilling.
It's always exciting. It kind of is exciting.
Yeah, I really need to see that picture.
You don't have cameras in your house? Scotty, did you miss us?
Oh yeah, I liked your photos and videos.
Yeah. It was fun. It was so, you gotta come, Scott.
Yeah, wherever you stayed was incredible.
Yeah, the icon was really cool.
Oh, yeah, that view was ridiculous.
The host of the one tower 3 is more Airbnbs, and our host specifically, if anybody wants the information, let me know, because the condo was great, the service was great, he was responsive. So yeah, I recommend it. It's the biggest pool in Miami, I think. Yeah,
biggest pool had I guess it's a jacuzzi, the warm
Frankie
one.
walked it. Wait,
Oh,
tell him what you
God.
did, and then we'll move on, so we don't bore people.
So look, so there's like 3 pools, right? There's like the big long one. There's like a hot tub one, and then there's, I thought was like
A baby pool.
a child for the kids.
This is so funny.
So I'm the first one to like, let me get in the water. So I get in there, and the water only goes up to my knees, and it's cold. And I'm like, how do people even sit here? And then I guess, I don't know if it was security or somebody who worked there comes in and goes, excuse me, sir, that's just for decoration. That's not a pool for people to swim in, And I was
Classy
like,
from the start. Classy from the start.
I was like, he's probably like, this freaking Mexican.
Oh
And so
my
then
god.
there was these 3 hot girls there, right? And I go, so this is my chance to talk to them. I'm like, ladies, don't be silly like me and don't go into the pool. This is not for swimming. And they go, we know. I was like, really? You couldn't tell me?
Oh,
and that's my last
God.
memory. And then Frank the Tank came out.
It was, whatever. It was awesome. Don't apologize for the fun.
It was amazing. It was.
We created the best.
I was told I had fun. No.
Unless you were in jail and I have to bail you out and you ruined the party, then I would be upset. But otherwise, who cares? Like,
It was
have fun.
Of course.
People stop complaining about people when they drink, or don't go out with them drinking. I'm so over it. Anyway, they don't complain about me because I've been a very good angel. I'm an angel now. So anyway, shout out to Rito Loco Burritos. That was that's a food. It's a food truck, or does he have an actual place?
No, it's the restaurant below.
Is it an
El
actual?
Techo. It's the one that's below El Techo.
Okay, it's below El Techo. Yeah. I've never had a better burrito in my life. And we walked off with their green sauce. And he's like, "Can I have that back?" We're like, "No, it's so good."
Oh, their green
I don't even know what that was. And I don't want to keep going on about it, but definitely El Techo is right across from Flash in DC, like diagonal. And then he put a sticker on the side of his truck or thing for us.
Fridge, like it's whatever.
Yeah,
It is.
it was very cool of him.
Yeah.
Super. Do you remember his name?
I think he said it was Alex.
Okay, well, we hope it's Alex. Rito Loco Unique
Loco.
Burritos. I went and looked at. I took a photo. Even though when I'm drunk, I don't lie. If I say I'll mention you, so
Yeah, we did.
the best burrito I probably ever had. I'm being serious.
Yep.
Like that was super good.
We wound up taking one to go for the next spot, and Jessica just crushes the container because
We still got to eat it, didn't we? It's still
And then
food.
they held it for us at the bar, and then I was like, "Yo, can we get the burrito?" And literally, we're like just taking a bite, like.
Oh my God. Hot mess express. And then shout out to my cousin Mel and Alex I asked them to be, I was like, please be Travis and Taylor.
Yeah.
And they totally were. So that was very cool. They looked fabulous.
It was
Everyone doing, I like the Travis and Taylor trend. I like the David and Victoria Beckham trend of costumes. Very cool. What I liked about my cousins is she had her son dressed as Patrick Mahomes,
Yeah,
which I
yeah,
thought was
great.
with the wig and everything.
Yeah.
It was
pretty cool.
fantastic. So shout out to you guys. And then what else? And then I upped my ante. You saw this before we went to, or maybe it was in Miami or before we went. I said, not only do I think Travis and Taylor will stay together until my birthday, I think they'll be engaged by my birthday. I honestly
Jessica's all
do.
in on them.
I'm all in on this. My birthday is the very end of March. And yep, I think they'll be engaged. Do you see what his publicist did? Did you see that controversy? Did you?
No.
So Puri, I think her name is. It's Travis' publicist. Well, she, I guess, has a picture with Taylor Swift, and the picture is like it was her birthday. So one of her friends made a collage. You know, you tag in the stories,
Okay.
and she put a full clown head on Taylor, hiding Taylor Swift's face. This picture that has been public in the collage. And then the publicist of Travis Kelce shares it in her story. And then the girl that posted originally came out and said, well, I put the clown head to not take away from Puri's birthday. I said, okay, I'm a grown-ass woman. First of all, if you're not trying to take away from your friend's birthday, why are you including a picture of her and Taylor Swift in a collage if you're going to put a clown head on her? That's A. Then why is Travis Kelce's publicist then sharing it and adding it to her story? And she's like, oh, I didn't mean anything by it. What do you mean? It's a huge clown head over Taylor Swift. What do you mean you didn't mean anything by it?
So you think you're trying to clown her? Is that what it was? What?
So what was does anybody remember the guy's name that tried to steal Taylor Swift's music, that big, I forget his name right off the top of my head. Do you remember Scotty?
Scooter Braun?
Yeah, Scooter Braun. She used to work for Scooter Braun, and she's now Travis Kelce's PR person. So I have a feeling there's some mean girl shit. Look, I'm 48 years old. I know what mean girl shit looks like. I see it all the time. It happens to me all the time. It happened to me the other day at the warehouse. I'm like, why do bitches got to be so mean? Like, stop being rude to other girls.
It
Like,
happened to you at the bar in Miami.
that was funny. That was funny. And I handled it like a boss. You should be proud of me because I was like, let's start over. I don't want to get into that story, but she was like screaming at me. I'm like, can we just start over? Like, what happened? Oh my God. Old Jessica would have been like, let's roll, throw hands. But no, like, stop being mean to other girls. Anyway, I know mean girl shit. This was mean girl shit. And I'm curious to what Travis Kelce will do and handle it, because I was trying to I'm always objective though. I'm always fair dealer and going, okay, what do you think there's no way around it. Like, literally I looked at every aspect of the story. It's just a shitty thing to do. And if you were that thoughtless, then you shouldn't be in PR, because it's just stupid. That's a professional big foul.
Wow, she needs a PR.
Yeah. Oh, she does. I mean, she really does. It was a really crap thing to do, and it was a crap thing for her friend to do, but really thoughtless and careless as someone's PR person. And then on a personal level, I mean, I just think it's mean girl shit, and I don't like mean girl shit. Look, I don't care if you're direct or honest, because I'm like that.
Yeah.
I'll call a spade a spade. That's not mean girl shit. But you start doing mean girl shit, and to me, you go down a notch in every way possible. So, but whatever. Moving on. I love you, Travis. All right.
Don't mess with them.
I know. I mean, who doesn't want to show a picture of them with like a famous person, especially someone as big as Taylor Swift?
You have to go look at it real quick on TikTok while we're moving. We'll do
TikToks.
Yeah, go look at
On the TikToks.
Travis PR scandal. I don't know what the search was. Yeah, just real shit.
Well, now they're saying they're a little concerned that whole thing might be a distraction too, the whole relationship.
Oh God.
Because you saw Travis
Frankie,
went to like the World Series game on a Friday.
And
then they lost the game on Sunday, so they're like, uh-oh, what's going on? I was like, man, let the man live.
Guys, do you want tinfoil for your head too? Do you need some tinfoil? I'm going to start passing it out for all these stupid conspiracy theories people come up with. Oh
Hey,
my God.
don't get mad at me. I'm team Trey Tay.
I don't ever get mad at you. Can I just say this real quick and let's move on to Ash Jess? You're the best travel buddy. You're just an excellent best friend. And like, you're a friend of a lifetime, Frankie. I couldn't be more grateful for you. And you know it takes a lot for me to say publicly.
It's so stupid.
See it?
Yeah.
See it?
Yeah.
But you are. We had the best freaking time. You always look out for me. You always direct me. I don't take much advice from anybody, and you always direct me because you're always looking out. And anytime you want to travel, we had so much fun.
What was that thing I said to you when I was super drunk?
Shut the fuck Shut the fuck up, Jessica. And I go, okay. But I also can say it to you. Like, I can just be like, Freaky. You're like, oh, okay. It's because we're older and we're just getting older and we're just like, whatever. I just want to live my life. Leave me alone. I'm getting that point where I'm just like, everybody leave me alone. I just want to live my life. I want to have fun. I don't have time. I want all good vibes. And if you're bad vibes, just let's play a game of one less friend, right?
I agree.
It doesn't mean I don't care. It's just I'm getting to the point. I don't have time.
I agree.
Yeah, I think Miami did that for me too because I saw so much good vibes that I was like, yeah, I don't have time for bad vibes anymore. This is just, and people that are just complete strangers being cool, friends from the past just being awesome. And, anyway, moving on. Let's go to some ass. Jess. What's up, Frankie?
Okay, so I'm going to ask you my second question first because it's a simple one.
Okay.
It has to do with Travis Kelce and you being a workout freak.
This sounds exciting.
If you had to choose between a workout buddy between Travis Kelce or Brad Pitt, who would you go? Who would you choose to be a workout buddy?
What kind of workout?
I know to work you out.
That's hard. Like legit. Because I would choose one for one reason and one for the other.
Yeah.
I mean, Travis is so tall and funny and quirky. Brad's so hot and my old faithful. I mean, Brad is besides Paul Walker, rest in peace, Paul, the love of my celebrity life. But
I'm going
to go Travis because I think I'd have just way more fun. And here's why. I'm not talking about workout like that. He's just so funny and I love funny. I can overlook a lot of other things for that kind of wit and fun and how he like just dances. That's why I think him and Taylor work. You know what I mean? Like, I just love that humor.
I don't know. Once Brad Pitt takes his shirt off, I think you would change your mind.
I don't know.
See,
I don't know. I don't know. God, that's a hard question.
See, she's like, what? Huh?
I would go Travis. But I would be really sad to give up Brad. He is my old faithful. He's probably, I don't know. God. All right, moving on. Julio. You find this humorous.
I don't know.
Who would you pick?
Oh, between Brad Pitt and Travis Kelce? That's a good question.
Yeah, it's hard because Brad's so freaking hot and dreamy and Robert Redford dreamy and I would love to look at him. Don't take me wrong, but I'm so with the vibes of Travis and that damn height. But I love his vibes. He's so funny. So funny. Anyway.
Your question, Julio.
If anything, the question is who would be less distracting? Oh, but my question is...
I just went in my head.
I know. I was everybody's like, what?
I know. I was drooling a little bit.
Yeah. We need a tissue here for her drool, Scotty.
But in honor of spooky season ending, Jess, what's your favorite scary movie?
Ooh. Yes, Halloween is... Oshie was supposed to dress up tonight. He's been a very bad boy. He did not want to put on his costume. So... Nightmare on Elm Street, the original, is one of my favorite movies. 1, 2, Freddy's
stop. You need to stop.
You.
Jessica, stop.
3, 4, better lock your door. Okay. The movie that scares me the most, though, is Event Horizon. Have you guys seen that? Scott, have you seen that? That movie...
Isn't it like a Mars movie with Samuel Jackson or one of those? Or not Samuel Jackson, the other guy. Lawrence Fishburne.
Yes. Watch it. Frankie, don't watch it. Because when I can't go to sleep after watching it, to this day, the only other movie that scares me and I can't get through is The Ring. And I imagine that little thing clawing at
whatever.
my stairs.
We don't need to get to details. That's cool.
Your brother asked a question, not me.
Just mention the title and move on.
All right.
Oh, what a great cast for Event Horizon.
Event Horizon is
Sam Neill's in it.
It's wicked. It's just wicked scary and it's demon scary and
Yes, no.
It freaks me out every time.
All right, whatever. Move
Frankie is so everybody who's out there, he is such if I bring up psychics, if I bring up scary movies, if I bring up anything, he doesn't even celebrate the Halloween.
Nope.
Because he's scared. Scott, did you know that about him?
Not my thing.
I did not.
Yeah, he's freaked out. He'll be like, Jessica, stop. I'm hanging up. Stop.
Dang, I still don't believe it to an extent.
Yeah, no, he's Terrifying.
Nah, bro. Nah, I don't like
What's your
talking about
What's your favorite scary movie, Scotty?
Oh, I have no clue.
What do you mean you have no clue?
You
I
like
hate
scary movies?
Oh, you don't.
Scott, what's
I'm
your
like
favorite
Frankie, but
Pixar
I'm not
movie?
that scared.
All right, what's your favorite? Never
Mine?
mind. Never mind. No, I'm not asking you your favorite scary movie. All right, Frankie, what's your follow up? Because then we gotta.
Oh yeah, this is a good one. Remember that that reel I sent you
Which one?
about hypotheticals?
No.
Why is it, Jessica, that women always got to be coming up with hypotheticals for their significant other, and then when the significant other gives their answer, they get crucified? The women take it like it's a real situation, and then they get crucified.
Has this happened to you, Frankie? You seem very upset.
I mean, yeah, obviously.
I don't know. The reel was hilarious, but I mean, it is like a super crazy hypothetical that would never happen.
I mean, yeah, it's funny, but it's at the same time, like, why do women get that way? Why is it that women tend to ask a hypothetical, and then when you know what? I should actually mention what it was. Should I mention what it was?
No.
No.
I don't think we need to go there. Julio, has that happened to you?
No, I mean,
No. Scotty, has that happened to you? Did you hear what he said?
Say it one more time.
So why, when women, first of all, I'll address the women thing. But why is it when women ask a hypothetical question, right? They'll be like, oh, your girlfriend or whatever. It is like, hey, Scott, like, what if, yada, 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 right? And you give the answer, and then you're crucified as a man. You're like, it was just supposed to be a hypothetical. Like, has that happened to you?
I don't know if it has, but I'm sure it will.
Fair enough. Has it, Frankie? It's obviously happened to you.
Yeah, it happened to me. I remember, like my ex-wife was like, if I ever die, promise me that you would never get, she goes, she asked me, would you get married again?
Right.
Like if I were to die.
Right.
And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, man, if you die, you're not going to know what I do afterwards. But since I'm a smart guy, I was like, of course not, baby. It's all you. Like, I would just be a, what is it, widower?
Widower.
Yeah,
Correct.
for the rest of my life. And I'll just cherish the moments we lived.
Is that really what you said?
Yeah, like she's going to know what I do afterwards.
This is deep.
Yeah, no, bro, because like if I would have I'm telling you, if I would have been like, of course I would get remarried. It would be unfair with this. Oh, that would have been a big fight. Oh, you don't love me. I knew it. Whatever. Because that's how it happens. That's why hypotheticals. That's why I asked the question I did. Why is it that women do that?
So I'm going to go first off. It's not just women. That's not fair. Because this has happened to me, and I've been backed into a corner many times by men. Many
dude
times.
asks a hypothetical and gets offended. Like, for real.
She's making that
Have you
up.
talked to dudes?
Oh no, you're right. I'm not talking to.
I'm just saying. Have you talked to legit? This happens to me, and I get backed into a corner, and I'm not giving you the sugar-coated answer you want to hear. I'm giving you the truth.
Yeah, I want to hear what you think.
So here's what.
I wonder what they asked.
Here's what I think happens. So I think I'm going to always go to, as you grow older, the less this happens. On the flip side of that, I've heard girlfriends my age and older do this to men. I'm speaking from a woman's perspective. I also hear men do it because I'm not going to let women just be like, women do it. Men do it all the time. So I think this comes with, I don't know how, this is how I put this. I don't know how to communicate with you and ask what I really want to ask. So now I don't want to look crazy, and I'm really not sure what answer I want. So I'm going to ask a hypothetical so I get a real answer out of you. And yes, and then I'm going to kick the crap out of your answer. So yes, it happens all the time. I think as you mature, I think it's extremely mature, right? I was guilty of it in my 20s, 100% sure.
Yeah, when I was asked that, I was in my 20s.
And I'm not saying I didn't do it in my 30s. I'm just saying I remember doing this in my 20s, and it was just insecurity. First of all, a lack of emotional intelligence, and that's gained, and lack of the ability to communicate what I really want to ask, right? And I kind of compare this to like if somebody says to me, hey, if we're in an accident and you hit my ex, or I heard this somewhere, and you hit your ex, right? And would you go help him first or me first? Well, first of all, if you only have a broken leg and they have a shard of glass in their neck, I'm definitely going to help them first because I'm a human and I have a heart and I have blood pumping through it. Yeah. And it's a decent thing to do. So, and unless they murdered somebody, I'm helping them. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like it's silly to ask. If somebody asked me if I die, what you were saying, would you get remarried? If somebody asked me that, well, first of all, I don't know how I feel about marriage. I'll do it if I love somebody because they need to do it. But let's pretend I liked it. Then, I would, I probably would. I'd be with somebody else, whether it's marriage or whatever, right? And then if a person's asking that and on the other end they're going, oh my God, how could you get married? Well, I'm not going to ever love somebody the way I love somebody else, right? But you are going to move on. So, I think it also goes in line with what you said back when we had that whole show on body count and when guys ask and they get pissed off because they can't handle the answer. And I think we're backing people into corners with bullshit questions because we can't communicate. And secondly, we can't handle the answers we get anyway. So do we really want to know? And I think it goes back to me included. If I do pull shit like this, you need to check yourself. What's going on with you?
I mean, is it like,
or what's going on with the relationship, or what is going on that you feel the need to do this? Because it's a very toxic behavior.
I know it sounds like they need validation, like extra validation, right?
And it might be something's lacking in the relationship, but you got to go back as a person and kind of look at, why am I doing this? Is it because I'm not getting something from my partner? Is it hard to communicate? Do I not know how to communicate? Or am I just being immature and silly and asking questions where there is no win to this and this is a fight? And now, look, people, guys, ladies, I can only speak to my ladies. Look, value yourself. You're worthy of such great love and affection. Don't waste your time on petty crap. If you're with a great person and you love them and communicate with them. And unless they're doing something naughty, enjoy it. God, enjoy your relationship. Put effort into it and have lots of sex. Like I always say. So what do you guys think?
I already told you my opinion.
Julio?
I'm just here taking notes. Trying to learn.
You and Scott. Is Scott even here anymore? Did he leave us again? What do you think, Scotty? Did you learn anything from that, or did you not pay attention?
Yeah, this is stressing me out.
Why is it?
He's like, what hypothetical are they going to give
We can
me?
barely hear you, by the way. Why is it stressing you out?
I don't know. I haven't experienced some of this stuff yet.
Yeah. I mean, Scott, you're 25.
Yeah.
First of all, and I'll say to a guy or anybody, but to you, don't let it stress you out. Don't put up with that shit. Like,
is it fair to say that's a red flag?
It's hard to say because I think it also changes with age, right? I think you can't blame a 25-year-old, not meaning you, Scott, because you are mature. I'm saying it from a 25-year-old woman. Their emotional intelligence is so different, what they've been through, how they communicate. So it's not necessarily a red flag. I think, though, for the person like Scott, who's 25, it could be a very teachable moment for this woman. Instead of Scott actually responding, being like, okay, this is one of those questions that I'm going to walk into.
Yeah.
And being like, hey, I'm willing to answer this for you. And it sounds really Aristotle-y. I'm ready to, I'm willing to answer this for you, but why are you asking me this? And you can kind of flip that script, Scott, and make it a really healthy conversation for a person that genuinely might just be insecure and coming to you. And if it's a good relationship all around, I think it would be a great teachable moment.
What if she says, I just want to know?
Then handle the answer that you give, be honest. And then if she doesn't, Scott, set the boundary. Like, meaning, I'm not going to I love you. I'm willing to still be with you. Obviously, I'm not saying end your relationship, but set the boundary. I'm not going to play this game anymore. And that's how you grow your relationship. I think you grow as a person and you learn to set boundaries, because I didn't. That's the problem. I did not.
You could say, are you saying this for fun and we're going to leave it at that? Or are you trying to ask me something else that's deeper than that? Because I don't want to, make this something serious when it's not. Like, if it's you're asking me this question because you're trying to find out something else that's actually serious.
Right.
You know, because hypotheticals.
I don't think you'll get, I think depending on the age is the straight answer you're going to get to that question.
But I'm going to give you my advice, Scotty. Don't tell the truth. Tell them what they want to hear because it's a hypothetical and there is no point of arguing over a hypothetical.
I 100% disagree with that question because we don't teach people to be better by giving them the answer they want to hear. Screw that. If a guy asks me that and gets mad at me, I'm either going to be like, okay, we need to have a come to Jesus right now. I'm not doing this shit, or peace out. Bye. Why?
But at my age, do you think they care about Jesus? They just want to know the answer.
There's no room.
Do you know what I mean by a come to
Yes.
Jesus? Okay.
I mean, I get what you're saying, but
Are you trying to be funny?
like at my age.
There's always room for Jesus. Scott.
I'm just
Remember
saying,
that?
Scott, yeah, because at your age, it's just, I think part of that is immaturity and lack of emotional intelligence. And that's not an insult. I was not where I am today emotionally. And sometimes I'm still an idiot. I'll be the first to claim it. But I mean, I'm not going to put up with some guy going, would you save your ex or me first? Well, it depends on who's worse injured.
Of course, baby, I would save you.
But back then, wouldn't you have said that maybe?
Scotty, listen to that. They asked me that. She's like, would you save me? Or
You're
baby,
at- I think
I would
you
save
asked-
you first, make sure you're good. And if once I know you're fine, I will go check up on her. But
That's what I said. Okay, I said the same thing. If you have if you're sitting there with a broken leg and this one has a shard in their neck, I'm helping my ex because they're probably dying.
no.
Yeah.
You say, baby, fuck that woman. You first, and then we'll see how it goes. And then you'd be like, oh, thanks, baby. That's what she'll say. Thank you, baby. I knew you'd love me. See?
And then it'll continue on, and eventually you'll get resentment for having to answer this bullshit. You guys are going to end up fighting and splitting up anyway. But go with Frankie's advice for sure. Hey, I've learned because I've been backed into these corners by men.
Look at that. We're arguing over a hypothetical here.
Yeah, because you know why? And Frankie and I said this in Miami.
That was
He's
good,
like,
Frankie.
you're definitely the dude in this friendship. I said something the other day, and Frankie's like, dude, you are such a guy. I was like, I'm not. I just, with my guy friends, I kind of am. All right, whatever. So moving on. So Frankie I wasn't going to talk about this week. And Mr. Triggered over here.
Oh, Mr. Trigger.
Mr. Trigger. I'm always accused of being triggered. I'm laying there on a nice Saturday night just trying to enjoy or it was Friday, and I get a blow up like I was about the body count thing. I am so triggered. I am done with this shit, Jessica. Why is this blah, 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 blah. And I was like, oh, God, what's going on? What's going on? And of course, Julio is always the voice of humor. And Scotty, do you have that reel you can play? I'm going to play it. Turn it up super loud because I have to play the reel.
Survey where men and women were asked if they got 80% of everything they want in their ideal mate, would they be happy with that? And women said, no, that's settling. And men said, 80%, I'd be thrilled. That's a catch. And so
80% of the women you surveyed is settling?
That's settling because, the question is, what actually makes us happy in long-term romantic love? And, that's the question that I explore in the book. And I'm a journalist, so I went out and I asked neurobiologists about chemistry, and I asked behavioral economists about demographics, and I asked marital researchers.
What are women too picky about here?
Well, I'll tell you, men and women were asked what would be a deal breaker for going on a second date. And men named 3 things. They said she has to be cute enough. She doesn't have to look like Angelina Jolie. She just has to be cute enough. She has to be warm and kind. And she has to be interesting to talk to. Those seem like really valid criteria.
Ding, 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 ding. Pretty simple.
Right. Okay, reasonable, right? The women came back with 300 things that would rule out a guy for a second date. And we're talking about like another 2 hours and maybe a free dinner. And they wouldn't do it. And there were things like he wore a brown belt with black shoes. Or we were having a really good time and I thought he was cute and he was interesting. But then he did this Austin Powers impression. And I just can't get that out of my mind and I can't go out with him again. Austin Powers guy could be the love of her life.
You were so triggered.
How would I not be triggered? How would I not be triggered?
Oh, I did my research on this all night last night. Sorry. And But I'm going to let you talk first since you were so and I don't ever let you take the floor. But I'm going to let you take the floor, and I want you to run with why you were triggered. And be honest. I'm not being mean.
No. I mean, the whole clip said it. It's like they came back with 300 plus excuses, reasons why not to go on a second date. That's not reasonable. Like the guys had 3 reasons why. You know, simple. Even the guy said simple.
How many women did she survey, and how many men did she survey?
I don't remember. The
Well,
point
that would be a key point first. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean,
But what triggered what?
because it's like the 80%. It wasn't just like simple things. It was like, you know, the 80% is like valid things, like important things, right? And then you're gonna miss out on 80% of what you're looking for because of something so simple as the guy said a joke that I didn't like and it annoyed me. You know, the guy didn't dress properly. Like I didn't like how he was dressed. Those things women are always looking to change the guy. Those are things you could, you know, help the guy change. See, that's reasonable to help a guy change when it comes to those things. That's all I'm saying. It just triggers me because it just seems so unreasonable. It seems just so out there.
Okay. So you sent me this, and my immediate retort, and wasn't to argue, and I made this point. I said women might have 300 things, but a majority of ghosting goes on by men. And women will vocalize their things, okay? And I'm going to tell you what this book was written about, because I went and did my research. Because I was like, huh?
That was one of the questions. What year was it?
2010.
Oh, was it?
And I always come with loaded. I come with my loaded guns. And not real guns, guys. I meant information. Before we go down that road. Oh, boy. And my retort to you when we were talking to both of you was, I'm not saying it's invalid, and not valid, excuse me. And I don't think that there are a lot of women out there that don't or have unrealistic expectations. Absolutely. There are men that have unrealistic expectations.
Yeah, of course.
But women are more, you have to take this, before I tell you the title of the book and why she wrote this book, you have to take this with a grain of salt to a point of, you have to remember that women are very detail oriented, right? We're the multitaskers. Men are the providers. I'm talking just by nature. I'm not saying you have to be a provider. This just, I don't even want to say high level, but when you break down the physiology, psychology of men and women, generally speaking, right? So women look at things in way more detail, right?
Yeah.
Men look at things, provider, bringing, they need less in terms of detail a lot of times. Like you'll go look at a pair of black pants and you're going to go buy them, right? You're probably going to just go, okay, here's 3. Okay, I'll take this one, right?
Yeah, if it's comfortable.
I go buy a pair of black pants for work. I'm looking at the threading. I look at how the hem's done. I look, how are these belt loops? How thick are they? Do I have a belt? Do I want belt loops? Do I want flat front? Because am I going to wear this with a white shirt? How is the zipper sewn in? Literally, this is what I do when I go buy black pants for work.
Yeah.
Women are just made.
And the pants will fit every criteria she wants. But if it's too expensive, nope. See?
That's some women.
20%.
No,
80% of the pants is perfect, but the price wasn't, so no.
Okay.
That proves my point.
Okay. So, no, I spend money. I would buy like theory pants and I know I'm going to spend $250 on these pants for work. So that being said, my thing was women might be direct and have all these things back in 2010. And I do think the whole dating situation has gotten worse. However, I also think that men are the bigger ghosters. So they're not fitting criteria. They just don't have the balls to say it. And it's the same thing, just different tactics. It's the same thing, different tactics. Tell me how it's different. And I'll go back to what I said about dating apps. When you're dating, Scott, do you want to say something, babe?
No, keep talking. It's cool.
When you're dating on dating apps, and I'm not anybody. I've given up dating. But I'm dating you, and now I'm going out with you, and now I'm going out with you, and now I'm going out with you. Here's 20% of I want. Here's 10% of I want. Here's 30% I want. Here's 20. You're never making a real connection. Ever, ever, ever. We're not making real connections right now as it is. The book was called. So let's go back to what this book was actually called.
Yeah, what was it
It was
called?
like Marry Him: The Case for Settling for Mr. Good Enough. And her basis of the book is she's a 40-year-old single mother, and basically she said, and this, God, I would love to replay the Capped at 40 episode. It was basically about women that were over 40 because they weren't fertile anymore and they weren't good looking anymore. They needed to settle for Mr. Good Enough, and they shouldn't have so many values that they need to narrow down, like, okay, these 3 things are good enough, I'll take him, because they were less fertile and less good looking. And that was the basis of the book. So what a devalue to women, period. Older women who, look, everybody gets older, right? And I would never say I'm as pretty as I was in my 30s, right?
Yeah.
But, it doesn't mean I'm not allowed to have standards that meet me, that meet my needs and my wants. Hold on, I'm going to finish. And just because I'm not fertile, read the book. I read excerpts from the book. So it was pretty demoralizing to women. So I would be very curious to how many women she surveyed versus men she surveyed, and what each of those women actually said, what the age group of those women were. Because if she surveyed a majority of women in their 20s, I would expect 300 different answers. If she majority of women were in their 50s and 40s, but we don't know that information. So I have a problem with this statement. However, I'm not disagreeing that women are definitely more picky. However, I'll also challenge you both. Can you name your top 6 to 10 things you want in a woman? Your 3 to 6 things you want in a woman. Like, period, just solid. This is what I want, because most people cannot. I even struggled to rewrite mine, and I had written them with Kevin. I looked and I'm like, because I've even changed so much since I've done this podcast. What do I really want out of a partner? Most people don't even fucking know, men and women. Do you know what you want? I'm not being mean, Frankie. I love
I'm not
you.
taking
you know.
it personal. No,
okay,
no.
okay.
Of course. I mean,
What? Tell us 3. The most important 3 to you.
once again, it's simple. It's
No,
like
if it's simple, tell me 3 fast.
loyalty, respect.
That's a given. That's not, yes. Those
Yeah.
are our RST LNEs. But what do you want in a woman?
For her to be easygoing, fun, like communicative, like that treats me how I want to be treated.
Yeah, love, happiness.
Yeah, it's simple. It's like I can work with the rest. Like, if we all have our issues, as long as she's
fun.
yeah.
Julio, what do you want in a woman?
Fun loving.
It's a struggle. What do you really want? 3 things that you really, really want.
Because I'm thinking, like, is it just personality that I'm thinking, or is it like certain abilities too? Like, I'd like her to be able to cook. I'm not saying that she's going to be a slave in the kitchen, but
That's fair. That's 100% fair. Like, I looked and I was like, God, what do I really want? And I literally, I'm going to have to think about it when we come back on. I'm going to say them, because I was like, it is so important to me for a guy to have a sense of humor, but a certain type of sense of humor.
Yeah.
And so I look like the bitch that's too picky, but I'm not. It's just because I'm so sarcastic and witty. You know what I mean? I need someone that can match me on that playing field, and not because I'm being picky, because I guys just don't get my humor. They're either like, you're too much of a dude or you're being a bitch, and I'm not. And the few guys that have been able to really get that and grasp onto that, I have so much fun with them, so.
Look, I just say, you just have to, one has to be realistic though. Obviously as you age, things change,
But I think first we need to know what we really want.
Yeah,
I'm addressing that as a whole to the audience and myself and you.
Yeah.
I don't think a lot of people actually know what they want. And I think if you pick someone and you love them, work with it. You're not settling. I think settling is such a whatever.
It's the worst word.
It's the worst word, because
I think, that's the thing. So, certain terms, certain words is what makes it so like, ugh.
But I think if you are, look, being single is actually a gift. I've embraced this more and more in the last month, I think, than I ever have, of being like, it's not that I like being single, because there's moments I cry and I'm lonely and I want it, because I'm better domesticated. I love being domesticated. I love sharing with somebody, and I'm a girl, believe it or not.
Yeah. But I also think it's a fantasy to think you're going to find someone with 100% of what you're looking for.
You're not.
So that's what I'm saying. So what is it that when we've had this conversation before, what is it that you're willing to negotiate or do without?
And I
it's,
think
and it's
I think-
reasonable.
but
you
I
know?
think, again, I'll always go back to, and I think you'd agree, we have to be asked if we have the privilege to be single, whether we're, 18 or our age or older, right? And we have the opportunity to find a partner, whether it's our first committed relationship or our 20th. I don't know how many committed relationships people have in their life, but I think it's a great opportunity to really be looking at ourselves. What do we really want? And asking the right questions of people, because we get that opportunity again. And I personally know that I've been with great people for long-term great. That's not what I'm trying to say. I should have been asking better questions for somebody that fit better than me. But each relationship is different, and I get that opportunity. I've had just the best chance to grow. So I think it's super important to realize what values we want. And of course, we all want loyalty, respect. Come on, those are who doesn't, right?
Yeah.
But what do you want that fits you, and does that work for another person? And I think that's a beautiful thing. But you got to be really thinking about, give yourself that respect to yourself to ask yourself those questions, and then in turn you give it to somebody else, because you're not wasting their time or yours, or it's going to be amazing.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I think that's what's lost in the dating scene now, because you have a list of the things you want, right? And then when you go out, like that's why you go on multiple dates, to be like, let me get to know this person, and oh, she's funny, oh, she's cute, oh, she likes to go to raves, she likes to go to see DJs, she likes the kind of music I like, oh, she's and she doesn't have to like everything I like. There's things that she does that she enjoys, and I'll be like, oh, that's cool. I like that you like that. You see what I'm saying? I like that those are the things that you do. Also, I find intriguing, even though it's not my thing, but I like that your hobbies are interesting, or your tastes are interesting. I like how you dress. I like your taste in dressing. I like that you cook, or I like that you, very, thoughtful, stuff like that. And that's what dating is supposed to do when you go out and meet somebody and you do multiple dates.
I think the worst thing about social media is it's ruined relationship culture in a lot of ways. But we still are human, and we have to take accountability and ownership, and we can take that back and take that control back in our lives, right?
Yeah.
And I think, just like a lot of people, if you talk, psychologists break down cheating, well, your wife had 90% of what you wanted, and this girl had 10%, and now you're walking away from the 90%. Why did you do that? And I think the same thing applies to dating. You meet these people and they have it, but everybody's looking for the next best thing. They're not being honest with themselves. They're not asking questions. Just like, I don't know if it's looks, or like, well, can't settle for that because it's scroll. People just become dehumanized almost.
Yep.
And
that's the key word.
Like, it's been cool being on dating apps just, for this show, and we'll end with something funny and all that. I'm not saying I was on it just for the show, but trying it out, but it's not for me, because I just think the whole experience is dehumanized. I didn't go on a single date. I mean, I was asked and blah, blah, but I just, it just doesn't make sense to me. And it's not because of my age. It just I'm like, what is this bullshit?
But I think that's the key word you said. It's like
dehumanized.
What was other desensitizes you also?
Yep.
Because when I look at certain reels of certain podcasts or when the guy is talking about women and the women talking about guys, they say stuff like, oh, you as a woman, the value you have is your youth, right? So when I was young, as a young man, you didn't value me because, I didn't have what I have. But now, as men, we get older, we become more valuable. And you as women, since you're losing your value, and that's your youth and your looks, now you want to, you're willing to settle this and that, and you want me to give up my, now that I'm peaking. It's that is such a horrible way of thinking.
Oh, the way people, and we need to wrap this up for Scott, but the way people talk about each other, the way women are, and not that men aren't, but I mean, the degradation. Look, women to me are the most beautiful, complex, crazy. We need a little crazy creatures.
I agree, yes.
But we are, I'm not speaking to it because I am a woman. I'm saying women are amazing, amazing creatures.
Yes.
their minds, the effect they're nurturing, the way, you know, whether they nurture fur babies or real babies, and
Yes.
take care of everybody. And, you know, women are truly amazing. And the way I watch them be degraded every day online is just, it's baffling to me. It's sad. And a lot of it is coming from young men, but I only can look at the older men on Facebook that are my age leading this narrative. And I'm just like, guys, this isn't, yes, we have shitty women out there and we have shitty men out there. Maybe those people have an opportunity to grow, right? But we're not helping the cause of valuing our women or valuing our men by leading them down a road of degrading each other.
I agree.
So-
I mean, because there's some guys that say, oh, women who have single moms, right? They're not as
And let's wrap. just
good
because-
quality because they already have kids. And
Yeah.
it's like, I'm not going to raise somebody else's kids. I was like, fine, you don't want to do that? Move out of the way. There's some of us who are willing to do that we meet somebody great, and because we like them and we learn to see who they are, we're willing to raise, you know,
And
a kid that's not
being a
ours.
single parent, I was one, but I mean, I definitely didn't have as hard as others, but is a truly amazing look. I respect myself for it, and I look at every single parent out there and think, you know, the good ones. You have shitty regular parents, but
Hey,
you know,
that
I
being
want to
said,
stand up. So
why
anyway,
why is it that we put up with a whole bunch of stuff, Jessica?
what?
I'm referring to the meme,
What meme?
the one that I sent you. The one that said, fool me once. Shame on you.
Okay, yeah. So we'll wrap this up with something funny. I had a couple something funnies. Frankie sent me this meme, and it was, "Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me 52 times. You must have good D." And I was like, "Yeah, He goes, "Is that true?" No, I mean, not you. Meaning like, I was like, "Duh." I'm kidding. Yeah, that was funny. And then
hysterical.
the other one I liked was, "It's not the walk of shame. Hold on, it's the got laid parade." The got laid. Nothing's worse than the walk of shame, right?
That's pretty bad.
Have you ever had to get in an Uber? God. And I don't want to hear any crap because I don't think anyone. Okay, maybe some people haven't. Everyone's done a walk of shame.
Mm-hmm.
The worst is when it's like in the club dress and it's daylight. You're like, oh shit.
Dude, I walked out with like dress shoes, no socks.
I mean, but at the end of the day, what do I say? If it's not bringing you, or not what I say, Joey Zalzig says, if it's not bringing you inspiration, income, or an orgasm, why are we messing with it? And in your relationship, make sure you're talking about and having what?
Lots of sex.
Sex. Anyway, guys, we will be back hopefully in 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks. Wish me luck on my surgery.
Yes.
I'll miss you guys. I'll try to post as much as I can. And we love you guys so much. And thank you, Miami. Take good care, guys.
Later.
Daniel Bookie.